Hey, Gloucester Township, I'm Joe Allen with the GT Observer Podcast, and I'm here with my co-host, Keith Gibbons, who is running for mayor. So he's not with me in the normal capacity here.
This is just like a little announcement or update video, not so much a podcast, but just a quick update because a lot has transpired since the first announcement video that I had put out. Announcing my candidacy. So
yeah, Monday the 24th was the deadline for petitions for anyone that is running with either two of the two major parties.
Correct.
And if the Patch puts out an article, people may get concerned because they don't see you on there. So
yeah, I guess I will announce I am running unaffiliated. There are no Republican candidates that are running this year, so it is just the unaffiliated column. So that solves the the people that are always saying, "Oh, when three people run, it's gonna it screws it up," and that's how Dave Mayer gets in. Or
Been there.
If you run as or if you run as just a Republican, then it's they still didn't win, and so this way here there are no Republican candidates
Been there too.
running. Right? Yeah, you've been around. So the. Yeah, I mean, I've had the conversations with political leaders and party members from across the spectrum, and I think the broad agreement is that everybody just believes that this regime has been in way too long. Gloucester Township needs an independent voice and somebody that's going to represent the people and not a political party. So I think that's we're in the best position to do that right now. Everyone in Gloucester Township deserves to be heard, not just Republicans or Democrats. I think everybody needs a voice, and I think many residents have gone far too long without, the proper representation.
You've got you've got good numbers for that too. In Gloucester Township, there are almost 20,000 unaffiliated voters here too. So.
That's true. Yeah,
we do have a good mix of voters here.
I'm not sure if it's 20,000. I think maybe it is. I don't know.
I thought it was like 19 last I looked.
Yeah,
but
it's a lot. It's a lot.
We are very split. I mean, people think it's very one-sided here. We are very split.
Yeah.
So you've announced in January. How's it been so far since you've announced?
Recently, it's been very concerning, to be perfectly honest. There's the machine. That we all talk about here, they like to intimidate people into not running because they don't like any kind of, anybody to rock the boat or threaten their position of power. So, I've had threats yelled at me from, passing by cars. To the point of where it kind of got scary and I actually needed to put it on file at the police department because it's not fun. That I've had several people in the last couple of weeks calling me with saying like, "Hey, I got a strange phone call." And these are people I haven't spoken to in like years, but like just somebody calling me and saying like, you better make sure he checks his past if he really wants to run for mayor because we have all this dirt on him. But at the same time, still fishing for, if they know anything about me and if anybody knows my past, it's me. And there's nothing that I wouldn't sit here and be ashamed of, if my parents or grandparents or something like that we're sitting there. So, I'm just a regular person trying to do the right thing and trying to make my community better. I have the ability to do it, so I feel like they can try and discredit me all they want.
Do you think they have anything? I mean, has anybody reached out and say, "Hey, man, they"?
No, I didn't even know what they could have. Like, there's nothing really that's out there. There's they're gonna make up stuff no matter what. Even if you don't have anything, they're gonna make it up. I mean, they've done this before in the past. When I ran for school board, they did that, and I already know this time it's gonna be 100 times worse than that. But I think their attacks are gonna be, and I hope the voters also recognize that their attacks are gonna be more of a reflection on the attacker and not on me. But I yeah, I've had people tell me that, like, one of the high-ranking people, I won't name names, but one of the things that they were telling somebody is, if we feel like they're going to sue us over slander or or something, then we won't say we won't make something up. But when you don't have anything, they're probably going to have to make things up. So, I mean, lawyers are important, I guess, during this here thing, and lawyers are not cheap either. So that's, one of the things you have to, factor into running. It's just protecting yourself. I'm not a politician. I don't do this for, a living or anything like that.
Right.
And these people are career politicians, and they thrive on trying to destroy people and keep their power. You know what I mean? That's how it is.
They do tend to dig into even the simplest things. Even misconceptions about things too. I mean, do you think that there's anything out there that you've heard so far?
No, but I know for sure that they will, try and attack me on my appearance. That's going to be one thing I'm sure. We'll be attacked. I come from a place where you guys judge for the job that you do, not what you look like or what you're wearing, kind of thing. So
it's rare you really ever see our mayor without a suit on,
right?
And that's the people look at that as, oh, he's the politician. Like that's the politician. He should be the mayor because he's got the suit on, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, and that whole perception thing, and it's true for all of us. Like, no one knows. Everyone that meets me or interacts with me or views this podcast is going to form their own opinion of me. That opinion is not the real me. I'm the real me, and whatever they perceive me to be is what they perceive me to be. It's a reflection of themselves, not a reflection of me. You know what I mean? And when people look at somebody with a suit on, they're like, "Oh, well, I'm not wearing a suit, so he must be important." So that's like a factor of the person who's looking at that person with the suit on and thinking like, oh, they must be someone important. When in reality, you know what I mean? It's just it's a suit, and this kind of goes. This is getting a little bit off topic here, but I like to go down these little trails sometimes. But the perception people have of like you think about nowadays, like a podcast, for instance. We do a podcast here. How many podcasts are out there with just regular Joes that? Regular Joes that they just set up something in their in their living room, in their basement, in their kitchen, or whatever, and they're telling the truth, and people are following and listening to them because they're telling the truth, versus the radio state or TV shows and everything else that have been out there, and they're firing hosts that we've all known for 15, 20 years because they used to put on a suit and look good, and you used to have a perception of that, but you find out that all they're doing is lying to you. They're just making stuff
There's
up.
money behind it.
Right.
Yeah, they're getting paid. Yeah,
it's funny to watch. Like in Gavin Newsom in California has his own podcast now. Our own mayor here in Gloucester Township now has started his own podcast. I mean, I don't want to say that we had anything to do with that, but it's kind of funny to me to see him trying to do a podcast to get up to the times, and look at the picture like, oh, he's dressed down in like casual wear. Is he what's he trying to do? But I know that they're going to use my appearance as an attack against me. Is whatever they can say all they want, but
I mean that landscape, when you talk about the news, I mean that landscape has changed.
Oh yeah.
I mean now viewership on podcasts is
millions and millions of viewers, and a cable TV network has 100,000, 200,000 views. I mean it's crazy. But it's not. People aren't worried about the perception of what something is supposed to look like. You know what I mean? They know how many years have we been doing a podcast, Joe, and telling the truth of what it is. I'm just a regular guy. I just want better, good government. You know what I mean? It's comes down to that. Whether I'm wearing a suit or not, I don't think should play into somebody's opinion, but that's neither here nor there.
You're here in a t-shirt doing a.
I wasn't even expecting. I just kind of
you wouldn't. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know that you are that you own multiple businesses. That you're. I mean, this is.
I was able before I was 40 years old to make work a choice or not. Like I don't need to go to work. I have like I said, I have businesses, and that's not a reflection of what I wear. It has nothing to do with it. So I mean, people can form whatever opinion that they have, but it is what it is. It's also, I mean, it's a defense mechanism of mine in a way, because I also don't want people asking me to do things
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times, like, that's what it was. And people would, if they ask me to, to do stuff, or they get to know you and be like, I don't even understand how you look like you do, but you're able to, get this done. And it is what it is, But, the other thing I know that will probably be brought up was I had a business that I had started several years ago. I think it was 2017. And I had a partner in that business, but we brought axe throwing to the United States. Back then, no one even knew what it was, but we helped shape an entire community of tens of thousands of of competitors and throwers around the world. And when COVID hit, I had to, I don't know, divert my attention to find other ways to make sure those doors stayed open. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't for a money reason; it was for a human reason. Like, I had employees that needed employment. They had health insurance they relied on. There was throwers that that go there and play in leagues and attend from different tournaments that we'd host that from people from around the world would come that were always looking forward to the events that that we had there. And I kept the place open for those reasons, not for business reasons. Yeah. I lost $500,000 of my own money just to keep the doors open so other people benefit from it. But I'm sure that will be used against me. So you can, they're going to put a spin on whatever it is. In my personal opinion, the people that make these smears and all this stuff are fairly evil people. Like when you look at what they try and smear people with, because the intentions for them is it's a political move, and it's bettering themselves or protecting their job or their income or something else. I don't rely on public funds to make my living. You know what I mean? But there are people that use those in a way that us as the taxpayers are footing the bill for all sorts of things, and I that's one of the things that just needs to stop around here. It's rampant.
Yeah, I mean, I know the last two candidates for mayor from years past were also attacked without really any knowledge of. They were both business owners also,
right? And
they were attacked on things that they didn't have any other info other than we found this one thing here, and it was just
I mean, and that's what I'm saying is they're gonna make what do they call it? How's that saying go? They make a mountain out of a molehill. Yeah, and that's what it's gonna be. Is they're gonna. But again, I just hope people recognize that those attacks are more of a reflection of the people that are attacking me than it is on me. And look, I'm available anytime. People can ask me directly, what's this about, whatever they say, and I guess it is what it is. But I mean, that's one of the things that they try to do is intimidate you to know that you're going to get attacked, and it's a bullying tactic, But I'm not going to be bullied. I'm not going to back down, and it is what it is.
It's a good way to be. It is having done this, and then you've done it before also. It's a scary thing going into, just wondering what they're going to make up about you, and I think that stops other people from stepping up like you did. So I think it's a great thing when people decide this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this on for the community.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to speculate any more of what they're going to do. That's about the extent of what I know that they could possibly.
We'll come back and talk about it if they do.
Yeah, and if they do, whatever, we'll come back and talk about it. I can't imagine,
So, I mean,
he had a speeding ticket, or he had not even a red light ticket on Blackwood Clementon Road. Like, I think everyone in Gloucester Township has that same ticket. Like, okay, you got me.
You just blew somebody's whole game up. They probably have a mailer already set with that. They got you on behind the wheel going looking up at the thing.
Yeah.
So, the community, man, what's this was, look, this all pretty much happened from the back of the massively successful "Don't Sell Our Sewer" campaign.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I never intended to run for mayor. It was just I've been kind of not forced, but
it's a duty,
encouraged
it's a call, right? I mean,
people are like, "Wow, you really did a great job with helping lead the charge against the sale of our sewer system. You should run." And yeah, it has been.
So, I mean, you did a great thing then with the help of with the community. I mean, the community really stepped up here.
Yeah,
everybody got signs on their front yard. That's how they spread the message. What can they do right now to help with?
Yeah, well, I mean, right now it's one of the things with the sewer was we had time. We had time on our side of getting the message out, and all of us came together on an issue which was the not stopping the sale of our sewer, and we did it. We stopped the sale of our sewer, and this here is an issue. We need to get better representation, or representation at all in there. I mean, the people who represent us now have literally flat out said, we don't represent you. They're supposed to represent everyone that's in this
You're not allowed to talk at council
You're not allowed
meetings.
to quite. Yeah, there's we need new representation. And again, it doesn't need just representation just for Republicans or just for Democrats. Independents, everybody needs representation. And I think that speaking to your neighbors can help get that out. Your neighbor's not your enemy. I don't care if you guys are on different aisles of the spectrum there, but we all need to come together on an issue.
Yeah,
it's local government. That's it. It's not.
We did it last year. We can do it again. And
Yeah.
I mean, if last year meant a lot to you in what we accomplished there, and to save that, I think going forward, the only way to save it in the future is to get rid of those issues.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, that the momentum there was encouragement, I think, to people in town that are always beaten down, saying, we can't win. Why do they always get back in? Oh, look, who votes for that guy? Well, it's because people don't get out and vote, and they don't come together on an issue. Let's come together on an issue, and let's do this thing. I said that in my announcement speech. Let's do this. Let's get it done. But yeah, I mean, people can start talking to their neighbors. We need people to go step up for running for council. There are 3 open council seats that are out there. I do have 2 that are running. There's still an open spot out there. Again, it's not the easiest position to put somebody else in. They have to know what they're getting into, so we want people to understand, like, they will attack you. So if you have things in your past that you don't want to come out, it's going to come out. So, but there are people needed to run. So please step up and help run. If you can't step up and help run, there's going to be many ways to get involved, whether it's, walking your neighborhood, putting flyers on people's doors. There'll be other ways to get involved. So there will be a link in the description of the video down here, which will bring you to the website, which is Gibbons for Mayor, GibbonsForMayor.com. There's also a donation thing on there. If you don't have the time, you can't walk or whatever else, but you do have the means to donate, we can put that to use in helping getting material out there, flyers. I mean, look, they have endless money. Like I did a video on this during the sewer sale where it was like, I showed you an aisle of toilet paper and say, this is them, and then us is like,
oh yeah,
we were at the end. Like, but that's literally what it is. Like, we're working with a shoestring budget here, so any donations that you guys can help are going to be going to good use. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to be having a bunch of different dates coming up where you can come have coffee with me in the mornings and just come get to know me. I'll be asking people to have like a barbecue at their house where we can come over, and you invite your neighbors over that and say, hey, come meet me. You want to come ask me questions? I'm here. There's contact ways on the website to to get a hold of me. I'll answer you. I will get back to you. But yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of other fun stuff coming up, and I appreciate the opportunity to do this little update video. And I don't know. I hope to see you guys all out there soon.
Thanks, folks, and don't forget to check them out at GibbonsForMayor.com, and we'll see you on the podcast.
All right,
see you,
take
folks.
care. Thanks.